Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be doing another Dolls I Don't Want video, which if you haven't seen this series from me before, it's just where I take a look at dolls that have either like recently come out or are going to be coming out soon that I don't plan on buying for one reason or another. Now, if you have been following me even for just a couple of weeks, you'll probably be like, dang, already another one? Yeah, I literally just posted one of these videos, but we have gotten just so much doll news recently. It's honestly like kind of crazy how much came out in such a short period of time. So we're here to do another one. Now, this is, as I said, like the dolls I don't want video. So I am going to be critiquing dolls in this video, but we do also have enough dolls that I like to do a dolls I do want video. So that will be the next upload. That'll be like a little bit more excitable, a little bit more cheery. But for now, we're going to keep it critical. Some of these are going to just be like, yeah, it's not for me. Some of them I might have harsher opinions on, but the key thing is that these are just my opinions. You're obviously free to disagree with me. If you love all of these dolls, that is fabulous. I'm happy for you. Just like, do please be kind about it if you want to express that disagreement in the comments. But yeah, we have a lot to get through today, so we're just going to go ahead and jump on into it. So starting out, we do have a couple of releases from the LOL lineup that I would like to discuss. The first one is only going to be a brief mention. I have already alluded to this in another video, but we are getting some Powerpuff Girls collabs with the LOL brand. I'm only talking about the OMGs. They also have some tots, but like I've literally never cared about the tots, so there's no point in me talking about them in this video. We only have stock photos for 2 of them currently, which is why I have not made the dedicated video that I plan on making about these dolls. So suffice to say, I'll pop up here the Blossom and then the Bubbles dolls that we have the images for. I'm waiting on the Buttercup stock image so that I can make a whole dedicated video. So I'm not going to get like too crazy in depth right now just because I have way too many feelings and I do need to actively like yell about this one. So we're going to save that for later. But to sum up my thoughts, I think this was the ideal collab. Like I genuinely feel like it's something that you're hard pressed to find a brand that goes together as well with a franchise as Powerpuff Girls and OMG. Like the art styles just fit so perfectly. It feels so right. And everything about these actual images feels wrong to me. I do violently dislike how these turned out. So as I said, once I get the Buttercup stock photo, we will be doing a dedicated video and I will be rambling and ranting a lot more and getting into like more proper critique. I don't want to say it now and then repeat myself all later. So for now, just know that I do hate these. Then also from LOL OMG, we are getting like is it like I Spy line? Is that what it's called? I don't even know. These don't make any sense. I feel like it's been pretty clear for a little bit that LOL is tanking a smidge, and these are definitely proving that to me. We only have 3 photos. I believe there are supposed to be 4 dolls in the line, but I can tell you straight up I'm not going to want the 4th one either. So this first one is a superhero look. I don't know. I just genuinely don't feel anything. I feel like these are just so unexciting, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, she looks like a superhero. I'm sure there are some people who are going to be very happy with this, but like, it's not a theme that I'm like insanely attracted to. And I do just think that she looks a little bit boring. This next one is a rock star, and she's definitely not boring, but like, I don't know. I really do like maximalist designs, and I like a lot of things about this. Like the fabrics specifically that her clothes are made of, I think are really, really interesting and really fun. And like you could do something really cool with that. But as it is, it kind of just feels like a bunch of shit was shoved into this design for the sake of like, we need to make this look over the top. It doesn't look interesting. It doesn't look like a design that I guess has anything to say, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't feel like, hey, I want to make this doll. I want to make this doll look as nice as possible. It feels like shit. I guess I have to make a rock star doll. Here we go. So it's not, she's definitely not the ugliest, but I just feel like she feels like uninspired, I guess, maybe. I don't know if I have quite the right words to articulate it, but not really vibing with her either. And then the last one that we have stock photos for is the Faery, which I should be all over because I do love fairies and mermaids just so much. I just, again, this feels so lackluster. I feel like the doll looks empty. Like her legs feel so empty. The shoes feel weird, like they don't match the rest of the design. The wings are, I don't know, the texture of them kind of is giving like cookie. Like the texture and the color kind of makes it look like one of those iced cookies. I literally just don't feel anything. Like there's nothing exciting about like these OMGs to me, so I will not be purchasing them. Then kind of a random one off. When I do these videos, I tend to make them on the doll brands that I actively follow just because I feel like I have more to say, so they're more interesting for you guys to watch. So I don't talk about every Barbie release. I really only talk about the ones that I have something to say about, which we are going to get to in a minute here. And I really don't talk about Disney just because I don't actively collect Disney dolls. So I tend to just kind of look at them and be like, Disney release and then move on. I do want to touch on this though, because this is a Rapunzel and Mother Gothel set that recently came out, and I have feelings about it. So I'm just popping it in this video so that I have an excuse to share, basically. Agatha looks incredible. Like, she genuinely looks so amazing. That face sculpt is perfect for her. The cloak, the dress, like, everything looks so, so good on her. I don't think that Rapunzel is ugly, but I do think it looks like these dolls were designed by two separate people. And like, it's not even about the color palette because obviously Gothel and Rapunzel do have very different color palettes. Like, that's normal. But you could use these same colors on Rapunzel, and if you got rid of the print, it might feel a little bit more cohesive. Just Gothel is giving like movie accurate collector doll, right? And then Rapunzel, it's not even that I think it's a bad design, but it looks more like a play line, like, oh, birthday sort of design. Like, let's like make her dress a little extra frilly, a little flowery, like something like that. That's what it's giving to me. It is not giving collector Rapunzel, in my opinion. Um, did I need to say all that? No, I could have just kept that shit in my head and not included it in the video. But it has been actively bothering me because like it genuinely, neither of these dolls is ugly, but selling them as a set is weird to me because I dead ass am looking at this and I'm like, Gothel was designed by one person and Rapunzel was designed by another person, and then they put them in a two pack. That's what it looks like to me, and it does bother me. So even though this was completely unnecessary, I had to rant about it for a second. Okay, then as I said, I was going to get to Barbie in a minute. That minute has arrived. So first off, we have a Peaches and Cream reproduction Barbie, which I want to start off by saying I am so, so happy for everyone who's excited about this. I have not paid attention whatsoever to when this doll is coming out. So I don't know if by the time this video goes up, this will have like already gone up or whether it will still be in the future. I literally have no idea. If it has already happened, I hope you were able to get her if you wanted her. If it hasn't already happened, I hope you are able to get her when she goes up. I don't care. Like, again, I'm so happy for everyone who loves this doll, who's like excited about this reproduction. I know this is a very popular Barbie, hence why Mattel is reproducing her. Like, I get that. I just truly do not care about this doll. And it might be the fact that, like, just because of like when I grew up and everything, I don't really have nostalgia for this doll. Like, maybe that's what is keeping me from caring about her. But I'm just looking at her and I'm like, she is a perfectly pretty Barbie, okay? I'm not sitting here being like the Peaches and Cream Barbie is ugly. That's not what I'm trying to say. She's just completely unremarkable to me. And it's just been really funny to like watch everyone freaking out about this, and I'm just sitting there in the corner like, okay. All right. So yeah, I have no animosity towards her, but I don't care about this doll, so I'm definitely not going to buy her. I do have stronger feelings about the 80th anniversary collector version of Barbie. They had like a couple of different releases they did. Like I know there was like a budget one too. I'm not talking about that. This one I just think like if you are going to celebrate your 80th anniversary of your company and this is what you're going to put out, like an 80th anniversary doll, that's significant. And I feel like it should look better. Like, I don't think that this is an inherently ugly doll. She's not one that I think I would buy based on aesthetics, regardless of whether it was an anniversary doll or not. And her being an anniversary doll isn't making me want her anymore. But I think I just look at this and I'm like, this is like every holiday Barbie. Like, there's nothing special about her to me. Again, that is not to say that she is outright ugly. I just think that making this the doll for the 80th anniversary is so wildly underwhelming. Like it's not exciting enough for the occasion. So yeah, I think this doll would still be on the list if again it was like, oh, this is the holiday Barbie for this year. I wouldn't buy her. But I feel like the reason I dislike her so much is because they're like 80th anniversary, big celebration. Here's a completely mediocre doll. Like, come on now. And that brings us to Rainbow High, though, which I do have a few entries for this video, but there are definitely going to be more things to talk about in the Dolls I Do Want video. I feel like there are some exciting things happening. So from the second series of the Sparkle and Shine line, we're getting like another set of those dolls, but like instead of the glitter legs, they have lava lamp legs. I think I might be the only person who really is obsessed with these. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've seen a lot of people talking about the designs for these dolls for like the actual clothes and like the face and everything positively, but as far as the legs go, I think I'm the only person who like doesn't hate them if my DMs on Instagram or anything to go by. So please sound out below if you also kind of like the idea of the lava lamp legs. Like I just like the shimmery shiny shuka. I don't know. I can't explain it. Like I would rather have articulation, but also I do kind of like the legs. That being said, there are two dolls from the new lineup that I don't think that I'm going to end up buying. This first one is Leilani. I do really like her base doll. I think her hair's really pretty. Her face looks very sweet. I think the super pale pink lip is actually very, very cute on her. And I do feel like that's a color of lip that is like frequently misused on dolls and kind of just looks a little goofy, but I do think it looks really, really cute on her. Her shirt, it's okay. I don't like hate it. I just don't really love it. Like I mildly dislike it. The shoes are kind of fun, but the skirt, yeah, I'm just not vibing. I like am 50-50 on bubble skirts. I think sometimes they can look very cute if they're styled right. I think sometimes they can look really terrible. The bubble skirt in this velvet material with the super chunky belt loops, that's not working for me. That has thoroughly killed the whole doll. Like I'm not vibing with that one. And then the second one from the line that I don't plan on buying, I straight up do not remember her name. My apologies. Everyone and their mother is comparing this doll to Pinkley Page, and that's completely fair. Like, she does look very, very similar. So I do like her face. Like, I have Pinkley Page, so I do like the face for this doll. It's really hard to see in this image, but she does have some fun makeup going on, like some little star shapes and stuff, which I think is really, really cool. I think what bothers me about her, first of all, I don't like those shoes. I'm not vibing with those. But I can't tell if this is supposed to be a pink theme or an orange theme. And I feel like neither is like completely there. Like her hair is like a nice middle ground. It's an orangey sort of pink. Her legs are very, very orange, but then everything else on her is very pink. So like I don't know, her color story just feels super imbalanced to me. And personally, as someone who adores the color orange, I would have rather they just went with more of an orange tone for her because we literally just looked at Leilani, who is like a granted more purple, but like a purpley pink. Like you could have just had an orange doll, but I guess Rainbow High nowadays does just sort of hate orange dolls. They did kill Poppy off, so not literally. Like in the show, I don't think she's literally been killed off. But as far as like producing dolls, I guess orange is not the vibe for them. But I think I'm just frustrated because I feel like I'm being taunted with the orange legs. And I'm like, this could have been an orange doll. I could have had what I wanted. And in fact, I can't. I also just think her clothing is like fine. There's nothing about it that stands out to me. So like I don't hate her. I just don't think I care enough about her to want to purchase her. So not going to be getting those. And then a couple of dolls from the Color and Create lineup. The newest line of Color and Create is going to have an airbrush gimmick, which I foresee going very poorly. But just looking at the dolls themselves, this first one, I like her shoes. And honestly, I do like both of her outfit pieces. The doll itself, just like, I know it's meant to be a blank slate, but I think because it's a blank slate, it's just one of those things where it's like I don't feel any sense of personality or excitement from the doll. Like she kind of just is there. So this is one that I could see myself changing my mind about in the future solely for the sake of getting the clothes. Like, but that would only be on a sale. Like there's absolutely no way I'm paying full price for this doll because it just like she's definitely not ugly. Again, I like all of the pieces realistically. She just doesn't evoke an emotion in me. So I would really just be buying her for parts. So for now, I'm going to err on the side of I'm not going to buy this doll. Sort of similar thoughts about this next one, although I do like her fashions less. Like the jacket, I don't really vibe with, and I think the shoes are quite basic. The dress is really cute, though. Again, the base doll is kind of just there. So, like, since I like fewer of the clothing pieces on this one, I think this is a pretty firm. I would never buy this because, like, even if this doll goes on sale, like $15 or something like that, even $10, that's paying $10 for one dress, and then I just have all this extra stuff, and that feels kind of wasteful. So yeah, I don't think I would buy her for the dress. There's nothing offensive about either of these dolls. I just don't feel super passionately about them. And then we get into junior high. Junior high is doing like a little rock band sort of situation. And like, I just do not mess with the junior high dolls. I bought a couple of them when they first came out. And for me, the quality was not good. So that really turned me off. Obviously, they could have improved the quality. Like, I'm not trying to say that just because some of their releases had like some issues with quality, they can never make good dolls again. But I also think having those dolls, I was just like, yeah, I don't really care for like the scale and everything of these. I felt a lot less connected to them than I did like my Rainbow High proper dolls. So I don't buy junior high, which normally is easy and fine. This one is kind of frustrating because I do like some of the pieces and concepts, but I don't like them enough to give in and buy any junior high dolls. Like junior high is just not a thing that I will be purchasing. So first up we have this Amaya. I think her skirt is fun, but really what stands out to me is the hair. I think this is such a fun way to do the hair for Amaya. First of all, we have like an actual hairstyle, which is not something that you always see. I will say that Rainbow High in general is better than other brands about like giving their dolls hairstyles instead of just like you get a high pony or you get curls and that's it. But this is like actually a decently intricate hairstyle where she's got multiple ponytails and there's like braids wrapped around all of them. So I do really appreciate that. And I also love how they've done the rainbow in her hair for this one because like Amaya always has rainbow hair in some capacity, but they do the rainbow differently. And I think this concept of her having half of her head like completely white and then the other half is all the colors of the rainbow, that is super fun. I wish they had done that on a full size doll because if this were a full size doll, like a rainbow high, not a junior high doll, I would buy her on sale for the base and for the skirt. But as is, again, I'm not going to buy a junior high doll. So, like, at the most, this is if I ever get a lot of time and energy. This is like a rerouting inspiration that I could have, but I will not be spending money on her. The junior high Bella for this line, I mean, she's cute. I don't really feel anything. Like that's literally all I had to say. I look at her, I'm like, oh, that's like a pretty cute doll, but I have no desire to own her. No real critique. I just don't care. Skylar, though, I have a lot of feelings about, okay? The hair is crazy. We know this. Here's the thing though. I think this could be styled in a way where she can get away with the hair. Like I really truly do feel like hair that is that big a statement, if you styled this doll correctly, could go so hard. Like could be so cool. The problem is they gave her this intricate, wacky, like alternative hairstyle and then said, here, wear a hoodie. Like, not that you can't pair a hoodie with this, but she needs a lot more than a hoodie and like a basic little skirt. Okay. Like, I just feel as though the base doll and the outfit that she has been put in are not dressed for the same occasion. And it really bothers me because, again, I feel like there is a lot of potential for something really out there and really interesting. Even something like super artsy and strange could be so fun with hair like this. But this is just such a nothing outfit. So the overall appearance then is like a lot worse because I don't feel about her overall. That's how I feel about the outfit. But then you add the hair in and now it just feels weird and unbalanced and like a lot more effort was put into the hair than anything else. And I don't know, she bothers me. And then lastly from the lineup, we have Sunny, who is definitely hurting me the most when it comes to the fact that this is not a full-size Rainbow High line. I would buy her instantaneously. Like, she is actually so cute. The shirt, I mean, like, the shirt's kind of whatever to me, but these pants, yo, these pants are so, so good. Like, I'm genuinely upset that this is not a full-size Rainbow High doll because I would buy it just for the pants. She even has, like, a little chain. I don't know if the mic caught that little squeak that came out of my throat, but I think that really sums up how I feel about this. I'm so sad she's on a junior high body. But I know myself, and I know that if I gave in and I bought her, and she would be the only junior high doll in my collection then, and that would really aggravate me, and she'd look weird on the shelf. Like, I know it's not worth it. So I'm still not going to buy her, hence why she's in the video. but I am mad about it. We are still going. I don't know how long I've been recording for, but I feel like I've been talking for a hot minute. This is what I'm saying. Like, there is just so much doll news. It is unbelievable. But we are moving on to Monster High, so we are slowly but surely working our way through the different brands that we have to discuss today. First up, we have another look at a new Buried Secrets line. Is this series 3? I think. I don't even know at this point because I don't follow them as closely. Just I sometimes see the pictures that crop up. I have a picture of Claudine up here separately because she was the first one that we got images of, and I deluded myself seeing this Claudine, okay? Because I saw her hair and I think that made me blind to everything else. Her hair is so pretty. I love this color for her. We also still have a couple of different colors in there. Like there is a darker purple rooted in. Mostly I just love the texture. Like she looks so pretty with this hairstyle. And so that blinded me. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if I take off the plastic pieces, her outfit won't be completely horrendous. Maybe I'll actually want a Buried Secrets doll. And then we got the image that you're seeing on screen now, which is all the other ones. And I was like, oh shit, no, you don't like this. Even the Claudine, seeing the other ones brought me to my senses enough for me to be like, oh no, you literally only like her head, but you're not going to buy the whole doll just for the head. So that brought me back to reality real quick. These are I think they're so bad. I'm going to be honest. I just think they're pretty ugly. That's all I really got. I don't care about the fact that Laguna has the clear legs. I feel like that has stirred up some conversation. I feel genuinely nothing about it. It's fine. I don't think that it looks bad. I just don't like everything else about the Laguna. I don't like the Cleo. I want to like the Twyla because I just really feel connected to Twyla in G3, but I don't like that. I think the theming is weird because they all come with masks, but they're also very clearly in ballet outfits. So it's is this masquerade? Is this ballet? It feels very theme confused in the same way that Sculptment Series 4 felt theme confused because those were pop stars, but also dance class. I don't know. It was a weird thing. And I feel like they're doing it again where they just I guess anytime music is vaguely involved in something, they have a really hard time nailing the theme or sticking to one theme. I also just really hate the buns. I think that is something that I'm realizing about myself. I think that a super slicked back bun is just not cute. That's not any shade to you if you like that, even if it's for yourself. Obviously you should feel happy in your skin. So who gives a fuck about what I think about your hairstyle? I just think they look weird. I prefer messy buns any day. I just feel like the slick back buns look so just ugh, and a lot of the time, especially when you slick it back super hard, especially if you are someone who has a straighter hair texture naturally and you're nice and pale like I am, it just starts looking greasy. That's just my opinion on that. So I hate the hairstyles on all of these. Claudine really threw me for a loop, but yeah, the rest of the ones, again, brought me to my senses. I'm not buying any of these. Then jumping straight from budget to collector, we have the Sweet Screams Twyla doll. I did make an entire dedicated video about her, so I'm not really going to rehash everything. My general thoughts, though, are that I think the design is quite cute. However, $80 is not something that I am willing to pay for this doll, so I will be enjoying her from afar. Then in that dedicated Twyla video, I did allude to the fact that she wasn't actually the only SDCC exclusive doll that we were getting this year, because there is also going to be an Elvira. Now, a side note here is being in the doll community online is so funny sometimes because you'll know information and you'll see leaked photos, but then I never use anything other than stock photos on this channel because I'm so scared about copyright. So I'm I can't show you what I'm talking about, but I just have this knowledge in the back of my head. There is another Elvira that was originally supposed to come out as a Pride doll for this year, but June's almost over, so I don't really know what's going on with that. And we don't have stock photos for her. We have inbox pictures, but not proper stock photos. So I don't want to put a picture up here. It is very similar to this SDCC one that you'll be seeing. It's just different colors. But this SDCC one specifically has two special things. One, she is a different color than the other Pride Elvira. Pride. I don't know. It's not going to be releasing in time for Pride, I don't think. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to call it the Pride Elvira for simplicity's sake. So she has a different color scheme than the Pride Elvira, but she also has a winking face, which a lot of people, at least on Instagram, seemed very excited about. Personally, I think the winking face looks really weird. I think that, like, I don't know, her mouth doesn't feel like it's got enough of an expression to me, but more so, I feel like her eyeshadow is so light that at first glance, this doesn't look to me like, oh, this is a doll that's winking. It looks like a doll that like is missing a pupil printed into one of her eyes, if that makes sense. Like once you actually look at it, you can see, oh no, that's like purple eyeshadow. But if you're just like having a quick little glance, it genuinely to me looks like a misprint. That's maybe just me, maybe I'm crazy. Um, I don't really know. But the biggest thing about this doll, the elephant in the room, so to speak, is the fact that she is not only an SDCC like release, but she is a physical exclusive. So the Twyla doll, I don't even know when SDCC is. Like I'm so out of the loop. I don't know like how that timing is going to work with when this video goes up. But the Twyla either was or will be available at the San Diego Comic-Con and also on Mattel Creations. Now we know how Mattel Creations releases go. She's going to sell out in like 3 minutes flat. So it's not like that makes it significantly more accessible, but at least there's like a smidgen of hope, right? Like if you aren't going to the Comic-Con, there's like a smidgen of hope that you can at least try for the Twyla. Not this Elvira. If you are not there physically in person, you cannot buy her. She is not going to have any sort of online release. She is literally, you have to be a Comic-Con attendee to get her. It makes me glad that I don't want her anyway, because that's like crazy. And I know the secondhand prices for this doll are going to be absolutely foul. So yeah, I'm not really here for it. I don't like the idea of like let's make exclusive things that are already hard to get and expensive even more exclusive and harder to get. Like I just am not a fan of that as a marketing tactic. And again, I'm really glad that I don't particularly like this doll, so I don't have to feel sad about the fact that I'm certainly never going to own her. That finally brings us to our last brand of the day. We are almost done going over all of the new releases and images that I don't plan on buying. So we are on to Bratz to round the video out. And the first release I want to talk about is the Play Sports reproduction dolls. These are going to be like a little bit different than other reproduction dolls that Bratz has done because they are supposed to be like a budget reproduction lineup. So like in the past, the reproductions like Rocky Angels, Girls Night Out, Slumber Party. I don't know why I immediately forgot the name of that line, but they've been like more on the expensive side, like around $30-ish, I think. And with prices going up, they would probably be closer to 35 or something now. But this is supposed to be a more budget lineup. I don't have right now what they're supposed to cost. Like on my phone on this image that I'm looking at. I'll put it on screen if I can find that while I'm editing here. But that is like a nice thing. I do think that that's a cool thing for them to be doing, to do reproductions of dolls that people clearly want, but like not necessarily the most super expensive ones. So they're a little bit more accessible. That being said, pop the image up here if I haven't already. When I film these, I have no idea how I'm going to edit them, so it's always like a fun little guessing game. But I don't plan on getting any of these dolls just because if you've been here before, you have probably heard me say this. I am not a sporty person. I don't care about sports. The exceptions are like ice skating, roller skating, I think can be like very visually appealing, and I do think those are fun activities. So like I'm sometimes more interested in sports dolls if they have those themes, but like basketball, volleyball, soccer, I don't care. I'm not a sporty person. I don't care. I don't really feel drawn to dolls that have those aesthetics. So this whole lineup is just straight up not for me. I don't think any of these dolls are ugly or horrible dolls. They're just not marketed for me. Like they're just not dolls that were designed for me. So I'm not going to get them, but it's not because of any like animosity towards these dolls. If I were to get any of these, it would be Chloe as a base doll because I am in fact a sucker for the crimped hair. Like I do really like that aspect of her, but that would have to be on a sale. And even then, like I don't know if I would actually take the plunge. So for now, and with a fair amount of confidence, I'm just saying I don't plan on buying any of these because they're all sports dolls, which I'm sure a lot of people are super happy about, and that is wonderful for you. I just don't want them. And then the last entry for today's video is another set of Bratz reproduction dolls. So we are getting 2 Bratz Big Babies reproduction dolls. That was like a little bit of a tongue twister, a lot of B's to say. So we are getting a Chloe and then a Yasmin. I do think it's weird that we're not getting Jade and Sasha. I will just say that. I think it's a little bit bizarre, that they're not doing the core 4 of the Bratz dolls, but also like having Jade and Sasha be the ones that are excluded does feel a little weird to me, a little bit odd to me because obviously Chloe is a white girl. I don't know that Yasmin has a canonical race or if she's just like supposed to be able to represent a bunch of people who have her skin tone, but she does have a skin tone that like you could just accomplish by being tan. That is not to take away like if she is canonically Latina. I don't know that for sure, okay? Like I'm ignorant in that regard, so I'm not trying to take away from that if she is canonically Latina or like has a canonical race. I'm just saying visually this could just be like a slightly more tan white girl, and I'm only bringing that up because I think it is kind of telling that the like clearly East Asian character and then the black character are the ones that aren't getting reproductions. Maybe I'm crazy, but it feels a little bit weird, specifically because I feel like Jade is like a bit of a fan favorite. So it doesn't even feel like, oh, they picked the two most popular characters, unless I'm just insane. She's not actually a fan favorite. But like when it came to the regular reproductions of the babies, at least the stores around me, Jade was not there. Like all of the other ones got clearanced out. Like I could grab Yasmin, Sasha, and Chloe all on clearance, and Jade was just not even in stock. Like she was much harder to get. So that makes me feel like at least the Bratz Babies Jade is like a doll and a character that has a lot of fans. And I feel like Jade in general has a lot of fans. So it feels weird to me that like I don't know, I guess that makes it feel to me like popularity was not at least the only deciding factor in which of these dolls got reproduced. Again, maybe I'm ignorant, maybe I'm crazy, maybe y'all have more knowledge and like information on this than I do. I just feel like I needed to put that out there that I do think it's a little bit weird that those are the two characters, Sasha and Jade, that didn't get to have these. But moving aside from that potential oddness, shall we say, I am gently saying that I don't want these simply because I don't know. I thought that I would never want any Bratz babies, and then I did a video like a couple months ago at this point, maybe several months ago at this point. Time is weird. But I like got one Bratz babies and then I was like, holy shit, I actually love these. They're like some of the only dolls that I enjoy in a more like companion doll sort of way where I just like having them around me and it makes me feel like nice and secure and comfortable and happy. So now I really, really love the Bratz babies. I don't know if the big babies are going to evoke that same emotion in me. So for now, I'm putting them on the dolls I don't want list just because I do think that part of the charm of the Bratz babies is how small they are for me personally. But also, if I see one of these in store and I have that emotion, I'm not going to hesitate to pick them up. I don't think I'm going to, again, hence why they're in this video. But I'm leaving the door open, I guess is a good way to put it. Taking a look at these, I do think that Chloe is quite cute. I like her little heart shirt, like that's really adorable. But I think that if I was going to cave and get one of the big babies reproductions, it would be Yasmin. I also like her outfit. I think her little tank top and her skirt are really cute. I like the frog, like, companion better than I like the pig companion. And also there's just like something about the Yasmin doll that really gets me because she is clearly significantly more tan than I am, but we have the same eye color, and my natural hair color is closer to Yasmin's, so I do feel like a little bit more connected to her dolls in that specific regard, which is unfortunate because when it comes to like the full size Bratz dolls, I almost never like her fashion, so that really hurts. But just looking at like the Bratz babies, like I thought it was really cute. The Bratz babies Yasmins that I have, that I was like, oh my gosh, that like kind of looks like me when I was a kid before I dyed my hair and all of that jazz. Just if I had an ounce of a tan. So I would probably be more likely to get the Yasmin than the Chloe. But again, that's like only if I see these in person and I happen to have an emotional response. I don't think I'm going to. So again, I think I'm not going to get those. Nothing wrong with them outside of if there are any like race implications about who they chose to pick. But as far as the dolls that are getting produced, visually, there's nothing wrong with them. I just am not certain that they are ones that I'm going to feel the need to own. But that is finally everything for today. Unintentionally ended on like a bit of a heavy note, which I mean, these are critical videos. That is sort of the point, is they are like closer to anti-hauls than anything else. So they're not necessarily supposed to be super chipper cheery, but that was a little bit more serious than we usually get. So Sorry, but I also do feel like it needed to be said. But yeah, that is everything that I needed to say today. Finally, as per usual, I would obviously love to hear all of your opinions in the comments down below. If you're planning on getting in these dolls, if you agree with me, just all of that jazz. I always like to know whether like I'm completely opposite everybody or if some of y'all are kind of on the same page as me. And as I said, specifically with like Bratz babies and like Yasmin and everything, because I don't know everything. So if you have any insight on that, would love to hear it. But I'm gonna stop talking now. I hope you guys enjoyed this like ranty, ravey little edition of dolls I don't want. As I said, I am going to be doing the dolls I do want video next, and like I already am so excited to get to film that. There is one line in particular that I'm thinking about that I'm like, I could probably talk for 10 minutes just about that line. So that's going to be an extra fun video. So definitely be on the lookout for that one. But that is going to be it for today, guys. I do hope you did enjoy. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.